Everybody, welcome to Veron's RapidPlan video tutorial. Today we're going to cover quick tips in version 3 of RapidPlan, and specifically we're going to be touching on text, text objects, and then also how to bring up the quick editing box to change that text in different ways. We'll also be looking at the Arc tool and using our keyboard shortcuts and our mouse to be able to change the radius and angles on that as well. And the last thing we'll be looking at today is bringing up our distance markers and then manipulating and changing the directions of text on there, as well as detaching it. So let's go ahead and get started and demonstrate how we're going to be doing that. So by default, if I go to my text with RapidPlan and I select it and left click on top of my work area, I can actually start typing in my text just like that. If I wanted to edit this out, and if I wanted to change the font styles, make it bold, what I would have to do is hover over this, do a right click on it, and then my contextual menu will pop up, and then from here I can go edit text, or I can go edit properties. So that's one way to bring that up and do that. Now the other way that we can do this and have the edit text box open up ahead of time prior to actually putting the text down is going over to your text, holding the control key down on your keyboard, clicking on the text object, and it's going to go ahead and open up this create new text object. And then from here you can just start typing in text that you need to go in here. You can actually change the styles from here, the size, the bold, italicize, center it, and then click create and just drop that into place. So that's two different ways you can do that. Now we use the control key on here to evoke that edit box, but what I want to show you is how to set that as a default by swapping out the default drawing modes. And so the way I would do that is I would go up to my tools, I'm going to go to preferences, click preferences, I'm going to come over to the advanced tab, and then I'm just going to make sure I'm scrolled all the way down here. I'm going to go to this other selection down here, and where it says swap default drawing modes, from false change that to true. And let's jump back and see what we can do with that. So let's go ahead, I'm going to go to my text, I'm going to click on my text, and that brings up my text box. And then again, we can go ahead, type in whatever you need to be placed in there, hello, and I'm going to go ahead and create and drop that in. Now that setting has been reversed. So now if you're able to hold the control key down and click on your text, it acts like the initial setting. It just puts down a text placeholder for it, and then you can start typing in the text on there. So that's the different modes in when we're dealing with text and making changes to that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you or talk about was dropping down some distance markers and working with the distance markers itself. So let's jump right into that. I'm going to go to my distance marker tool, and I'm just going to draw out a distance marker just like that. And so I want to make some changes to this, and I want to detach the not detach, but I want to change the angle of the text on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my control down, double click, and that brings up the editing box for me, as you see right here. So I can see there's a lot of different things I can do under here. For example, if I choose the text styles from here, here's the alignment. Now watch to the right hand side. If I click on this, I can go parallel, I can go reverse parallel, and make all of those changes and click OK. Now if I wanted to actually detach that text from the marker tool itself, all I would really need to do is go over here, do a right click on it, my contextual menu will come up, and I'm just going to go to this detach. And so what I've done in essence is I've detached that text from the marker tool, just like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that back into place right there. So next thing I want to talk about is changing some of the settings in the Arc tool in RapidPlan. So we're going to utilize the control key again on here. So I'm just going to go up to my tools, up to my road tools. I'm going to hold down the control key on my keyboard, and I'm just going to left click, and what that does is it opens up this dialogues editing box for the Arc tool. And from here I can change the radius, just clicking up and down. You can see it changing as I change it there. I can change the angle if I wanted to using up and down keys. You can also just type something in there as well, and then also changing the end angle and adjusting the end angle. So that's a quick way to go through and actually change it just by having this create new Arc editing box open up ahead of time. So I'm going to go ahead and just hit create, and I can drop that into place just like that. So I hope this video tutorial was helpful. Please take the time to watch some of our other videos, and thank you.